Hello students. So we are dealing with Unit 11, Japan and Brazil through a traveler's eye. So in our last class we have finished reading what the traveler George Mikes has to tell us about Japan. We learned how Boeing is familiar and traditional in Japan. Then the typical mannerism of eating soup in Japan and all those things. So hope you have read the lesson once again. So in today's class we take up the next section in the lesson, that is from page number 99. So the author writes something about Brazil. Let us read and understand what he has to say, what he has seen in Brazil. So we are reading on page number 99. Traffic in Brazil. Nobody hurries in Brazil. Students, can you see the word nobody written in capital letters? What does that indicate? So, you must read in between the lines. When you are reading, you should understand the extended meaning also, other than the literal meaning what the writer is writing for us. So the total travelogue is written in a humorous way. The facts are put up in front of us. Okay, so you should understand them from both the perspectives. Nobody hurries in Brazil. What does that mean? It reflects that everybody in Brazil is in a hurry to go somewhere, to reach somewhere. So it is contradiction. It does not really matter whether you reach your destination an hour too soon, a day late, or not at all. Look at that. It does not really matter, he says, whether you reach your destination an hour before. Before your destined time, also, if you reach an hour before the time, it's fine. If you reach a day late, also, it is fine. If you don't reach at all, also, it is fine. That is why that nobody is written in bold letters, I mean capital letters. It indicates that each and every one is in a hurry to travel. The grey pavements in the streets of Copacabana are often decorated with beautiful black mosaics, a unique type of decoration. So some detailed information. Only a people alive to beauty in their surroundings and who have plenty of time for contemplation. Contemplation means to think over deeply, give a deep thought of. Who have plenty of time for contemplation during their meditative ambulatory exercises would take the trouble to decorate the pavements they walk on. However, as soon as these easygoing, leisurely characters get a steering wheel in their hands, no speed is fast enough for them. As long as they are walking on the footpath, the pavements, so it is all cool. As soon as the person gets a steering wheel in the hand, then no one can stop them from speeding up. You would then be inclined to believe that gaining a tenth of a second is a matter of grave importance for all of them all the time. Even a tenth of a second is a matter of grave importance. Grave, you know what is a grave? Matter of life and death. So So much of urgency they have that they don't care even to rush in fractions of seconds. And see some expensive models of cars that are available in Brazil. These are just Google pictures, okay? What does he have to say about it? See, motor cars are extremely expensive in Brazil. You know what is expensive? Import duties being crippling and murderous. So, cost wise, they are on a higher side along with import duties. Only a few other poorer South American states are in a worse position in this respect. Complaints are universal. Hardly anyone can afford a car. Now, he says that motor cars in Brazil are so expensive, so costly, so higher on the cost side that hardly anyone can afford a car. Hardly anyone means not many can afford the car. Yet, this only means that the number of motor vehicles is growing by leaps and bounds, almost as if cars were distributed free of charge to all and sundry. Now, students, you should understand that the author is totally writing the travelogue in a contradiction statement. So all his statements have two meanings. Yet this only means that the number of motor vehicles is growing by leaps and bounds. Leaps and bounds means very large number. Almost as if cars were distributed free of charge to all and sundry. First, we read that cars are so expensive that not everybody can afford them. But in the next line, he writes the sale of cars is growing by leaps and bounds. People are purchasing cars as if cars are being distributed free of cost to any Tom Dick Harry, any and sundry means any, etc., etc., anybody. Hmm? Thus the pedestrian's life is becoming more hazardous every day. Pedestrian is one who walks on the road, one who travels on foot instead of having any vehicle. Hmm? So, the pedestrian, the people who walk on the pavements or footpaths or while crossing the road and all, their life has become very hazardous. Excuse me. Now, he also describes further, it is not that drivers do not care about pedestrians. He also says that the drivers who are driving the motor cars do care about the pedestrians. It is not that they don't care. The trouble is that they do care about them. They are, in fact, on the lookout for them. In fact, they keep a watch on who the pedestrians are and from which side they are approaching the vehicle. As soon as a driver notices a pedestrian step off the pavement, he regards him as fair game. He takes aim and accelerates. Look at that. As soon as a driver of a car sees that a person walking on the pavement is now going to step off the pavement, come down from the pavement to cross the road, the driver aims to go directly to hit that pedestrian. He takes aim and accelerates. Accelerating is, giving it speed. You can see the heavy traffic in the Brazilian place which the author had visited and is writing about it. See, with this kind of crowd, think if you are a pedestrian, if you are walking along this road or on the pavement that you can see in between there, how can you be able to cross the road? How is it possible for you to walk peacefully or travel peacefully on your foot with this kind of crowded vehicle transport on the road? So it is very difficult. That is why he says the pedestrian has to jump, leap, and run for his dear life. So, like in our India, you see somewhere, you cross somewhere, you're talking to your neighbor, your friend, the person who is going along with you, or you're busy talking on a cell phone, and then you nicely aram se you're crossing, you will be dead in Brazil, he says. So the pedestrian has to jump like faster, like a deer, leap, leap to cross the road and run for dear life. He does not resent this in the least. Resent means getting angry. So the pedestrian also does not get angry over the drivers, aiming and accelerating at him. So, the driver and pedestrian relationship is described like the hunter and prey. Hunter is one who hunts, and prey is that what he hunts, that what he kills or traps, that's called a prey. So, the driver and pedestrian relationship is like hunter and prey. So this kind of relation we have seen in our cartoon series, very famous, which all of us like. Even I am a big fan of it. So our Tom and Jerry, two unique characters, they are always on that prank play all the time. So hunter and prey. Sometimes, yeah, this is the hunter, he becomes the prey. Sometimes he goes hunting, the other becomes the prey. So they are like that. So the driver and pedestrian relationship in Brazil is like that, he says, like a hunter and its prey, shikar or shikari. So it is like that. And they don't get angry with each other because the driver accelerated the vehicle at him, and the driver doesn't get angry because the pedestrian runs off, cuts off from along the vehicle's bonnet part, and then he crosses the road. So both are happy, look at each other, smile at each other. And then what you think they might be thinking? See, the author writes, I win today, you will win tomorrow. Fair enough. So, if the pedestrian is able to cross the road that day, the pedestrian will look at the driver and then says, "Ha, see, how did I, come across while you were accelerating at me? I win today, so tomorrow it may be your turn." So, that is how the traffic and the car driving and the driver and the pedestrians relationship is described for us. The war between drivers themselves also is murderous but good tempered. They cut in, they overtake on both sides, they force you to brake violently and commit all the most heinous crimes of the road, and 20 times every hour. Heinous means very bad, evil. Hmm? It is given in your glossary, I hope. Wicked. Yeah. So all kind of bad crimes. So what are those? See, the rivalry or the funny approach is not only between the person who is walking and the person who is driving. The two It takes place between the two persons who are driving two different cars also sometimes. Even you might have noticed, just on a simple ride also, somebody crosses you and goes ahead, you just feel, you know, low over it, and then you race up to match that fellow at least, or you defeat him and go ahead of him. Sometimes even we do that simply for no reason. We don't know, we don't even know that person sometimes, but that happens on the road so many times. You might have seen, you also, you might have experienced it, since you all also are driving two wheelers now. So that is how he says even the war between the drivers also takes place. The war is not with sword or, you know, those kind of weapons. It is just who will go ahead, who will cross the road first, who will speed up, you know, as fast as possible. So that kind of war. But at the same time, they smile at you. The same time, there is no anger, no hostility, no mad hooting. It is just that the war takes place in driving the car. Who gears up, who speeds up, who leaves the signal first, who crosses the zebra crossing first. So it is like that. There is no um, anger in it, and no hostility, like exchanging bad words, or, you know, nothing like that, being physical, nothing. So it is just a smile that says all of it. See the kind of traffic that you are going to see in Brazil. With this kind of thing, how is it possible for anyone to, peacefully drive on the roads of Brazil? So it is just, this is just one picture. If you go to Google and search, you will get many such. There is one place mentioned in our lesson here. See, excuse me, the most crowded place in Brazil. The Avenida Presidente Vargas is the worst place of all. Why it is the worst place of all? You will see. You stand there. You means here anybody of us. Huh? The author is writing you because he wants to give it a humorous, you know, touch. Any one of us. You stand there trying to cross the road and contemplating the truly fascinating problem. Contemplating, thinking, I told you. How can crawling traffic proceed at such terrifying speed? You can see the number of vehicles on the road in the last slide we saw. But with that kind of traffic also, everyone is in a hurry to, you know, travel. Just want to speed up, gear up, and go away. Okay. So that is how you keep thinking, with this kind of traffic, how can the traffic move so fast? As hour after hour passes without a ray of hope and an auspicious crossing, you may witness a scene something like this. A man on your side of the Avenida Vargas suddenly catches sight of a friend on his on the other side and starts waving to him, at the same time looking completely mystified. Mystified means confused. How on earth did you get over there? He shouts across, trying to make himself heard above the traffic. So the author is just giving it a humorous touch, saying it might sometime happen that waiting for hours together on one side of the road, trying to cross that particular road and reach the other end, you might catch hold of a person who is standing on the other side of the road, whom you know, perhaps your friend or someone, and then over the noise of all that traffic, you shout at the top of your voice and ask you, hey, How did you reach there? How could you cross and go that side? How on earth, what is that? How on earth did you get over there? Arre, how did you go there? How did you reach there? That is what amazes the person standing this side. That is what he is surprised about. And then what happens last is, it is the other fellow's turn to be surprised by this naive question, and he yells back, how? I was born on this side. Look at that. He says, now the other person to whom you are asking, who is on the other side of the road, he yells on top. Yelling is shouting. He shouts on top of his voice, says, how did I come here? Arre Baba, I was born this side only. Since then I have never been that side. That is what he wants to say. That is how the traffic, is so congested and speeding up in Brazil. The author is overall telling us that Brazil is a very crowded, place with lot of traffic on the road, and everyone is in a hurry and giving speed to their cars. But he has put the same content, the same fact in a humorous way for us to make it a bit lighter in a comic sense. So that is how he has written about Brazil. With that, we end today's class, and we continue in the next class with the same unit, starting with your comprehension 2. Till then, take care of yourself, stay safe at home. Bye.